Hey, welcome back everyone. In today's video, we're going to do subtraction on an open number line. We will go through a few questions, talk about the open number line, and then end it off. All right, let's get started. So open number lines are a great tool that we can use to help us when we have a strategy. And the great thing about open number lines is that no matter what strategy we're using, we can usually do it on an open number line. So they're pretty versatile, and we can find our answers lots of different ways. All right, so we're given a question like 32 subtract 18. Oops, a little messy there. And we have to find the answer. To do this, to make an open number line, we make a line. We put arrows on both ends saying that the numbers go on, up and down. And unlike additions, where it doesn't matter what number you start with, subtraction does matter what number we start with, for now. When you're older, that's a different story, but for grade 2, it matters. So we're going to start with the larger number every time for now. Okay, so to start with the larger number, we're going to put the tick mark on this side of the whiteboard, of the number line. And we're going to label it with our number, nice and neat, so people can read it and so it doesn't get too crammed up. And then it will become very difficult to read and hard for us to keep organized. So when we're subtracting, we're getting lower and lower and lower as we go on. So that's why we're starting over here and we're coming back to lower numbers. So we are at 32 and we know we have to subtract 18. Well, I know that 18 is the same as 10 and 8. So I'm going to make a jump backwards, starting at this tick mark. I'm going to make a jump back of minus 10, or subtract 10. And then I make an arrow showing the direction that I'm going, and I make a new tick mark of what I land at. And I know from lots of counting by tens forwards and backwards that 32 and 10 less is the same as 22. So I'm at 22 now, but I'm not done. Now I have to subtract my 8. To do that, there's lots of different ways, but for this question, I'm going to subtract 1 at a time. So I'm going to make 8 jumps of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These jumps of 1 are a lot smaller than this jump of 10 because 10 is a larger number, so it deserves a larger jump. Now really these jumps could be even smaller, but then I just won't have space to write, so I made them this size. So each one is going to be subtract 1, subtract 1, subtract 1. We keep going until they're all subtract 1s, and now in between here I'm going to make small tick marks and I'm going to write my numbers very small. This last one I'm going to make larger, and I can write the number larger because that's my answer. And these ones in between, they're so close to each other, I have to keep them nice and neat so they don't run into each other and get all jammed up in there. So I'm counting backwards by ones now. 22 be 21, then 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, and 14. 14 is my answer. So 32 subtract 18 is 14. All right, let's move on to our next question. So our next question might be something like 57 subtract 39. To solve this, I'm going to use my open number line. I'm going to start my tick marks on this side because I'm starting with the larger number and I'm going back to a smaller number, 57. All right. When I jump back, I'm going to jump back by 3 tens or 30 and then my 9. Well, from lots of practice, I know that 50 subtract 30 would be 20. So 57 subtract 30 would be 27. So I'm going to make a big jump of subtract 30 or minus 30. Put my arrow to show my direction, put my tick mark, and I write nice and neat 27. All right, now I have to subtract my 9. So I could jump back by ones, and that's not a problem. However, from lots of practice, I know that 27 subtract 9 is the same as 18. So I'm going to make a jump of 9. And the way that I knew it was 18, because if 27 subtract 10 would be 17, but 9 is 1 less than 10, so it must be 18. So 27 subtract 9 is 18, and that's my final answer, 18. With lots of practice with this, you're going to become very fast, and this is a really good stepping stone to be able to doing this in our head. A lot of us will eventually be able to picture this and then answer these questions in our head. All right, let's make another question and solve it with an open number line. How about we try 83 minus 44? Draw my open number line, put my arrows. The reason why I keep saying this is because it's important. And I put a tick mark where I'm starting, and I'm going to start with my larger number. I just realized you can't see that. 83 minus 44. I'm going to start with my largest number, 83. All right, and I know from lots of practice and experience that 80 minus 40 is 40. So if I have 83 and I subtract 40, it's going to be 43. So I'm taking a big jump of minus 40. Putting my arrow, putting my new tick mark, and saying where I landed, 43. It would be completely fine to do jumps of 10. If that's where you're at and that's your strategy, use it. You could do 2 jumps of 20. There's so many ways to answer this question on an open number line. And as long as we come to the same answer, every way is correct. When you become more comfortable, you will find a more efficient way to do it, which means you can do the same job using less energy and less work. All right, so I know that 83 minus 40 is 43, and now I have to take away my 4. Well, this time I'm going to make it a friendly number. If I take away 3 from 43, that's going to make me land at 40. That's a friendly number because it's easier to work from 40 than it is to work from 43. And I used 3 of my 4, so now I have to subtract 1 more. Subtracting 1 from 40 leaves me at 39. And that's my answer. It's really important that we don't forget to write our answer in our number sentence when we're doing work like this. Sometimes we do, and the teacher will probably catch it and say, oh, you forgot to put your answer in, please do that. But try not to forget to do that. Let's do one more question. How about 67 minus 29. Okay, so again, I'm going to use an open number line. I'm putting my tick mark over here, and it's going to be 67. Okay, again, from lots of practice, I know that 60 minus 20 is 40. So 67 minus 20 must be 47. Going to make a jump of minus 20. That takes me to 47. So I've taken care of my 20, now I have to subtract my 9. I know that 47 subtract 9 will take me to 38, because if 9 is so close to 10 that if I subtracted 10 it would take me to 37, but it's not 10, it's 1 less than 10. So I take 1 less away, which would make 38. So subtract 9 makes 38. Now I'm going to erase this jump that I just did to show you another way, to show you my thinking a little bit more clear. So I said 47 minus 10 takes me to 37, but 9 is 1 less, so I can actually jump back to 9 and say 38, and that's my answer. That's pretty high level stuff on an open number line. Only do that if you're very comfortable with it. Otherwise, just stick to the other strategies that you were using. All right. Have a great day, everybody, and stay safe. If you have any questions, please contact your teacher, and they know how to get a hold of me. Stay safe.